Hey there, this is ITV, and since everyone has been talking about the new Total Drama season, I decided to go ahead and give my little prediction of who's gonna get eliminated. So it's based on how the cast looks and their names and stuff. So, all right, so this is based off when we had got the names in that picture. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna get these teams from. I could do a bonfire version of the teams maybe later. I might do that. But yeah, so these are how the teams are. But I think it's gonna be like this. So anyways, um so the first team I think is gonna lose is probably the Frogs of Death, and they'll lose Raj because I feel like Emma might not like the boys, and after the boys lose or something, I just feel like we need someone on this team to get out first. Only because I didn't want to get out Ripper next. I know Ripper, his face gives me a season one Noah type of vibe. So I know he needed to go home early, but just because of all the images we seen of him, he just made it out of not being the one I picked to go home first. Okay, then after him, I think Z would go home next because I feel like he would probably try and help Priya get out of her shell. And with Z gone, it'll give Priya the next step she needs to want to, go out there and do her best. And then I think after that, Emma will get off. I think everyone on the Frogs of Death will just not like her by this point. And she'll be like a little mini antagonist with a little subplot. And then after this, I think Priya would be gone because I think Axel would try and get her out after Priya did so well and really proved herself. And then after this, Scary Girl would have to go because she's like Easy or Dawn. She's like a fan favorite character, but only because it's a short cast. She can't stay that much longer compared to these other characters who's their character development. Now this top 10 is my absolute favorites, but excluding Scary Girl and Z. Z really only got out because MK and Z aren't on the same team, and that's the only way I see Z making it to merge. But anyway, so right here I think we would have a double elimination because having two doubles going in the merge would be ridiculous. So I think we're gonna have a double right here competing for safety within each other's teams, like how Total Drama Adventure or Adventure Camp did, basically. So I think Chase and Julia will go out only because they're the weakest members on the team, I think, and they'll give off winner energy just yet. Alright, so going into the merge, I think to call back to um, Total Drama Season 1 and Island, then I think the teams will be split up into boys versus girls. And to throw a twist at the original, I think at this point, MK and Michelle and Millie and Axel would all be rivals, but they all come together and beat out the boys to prove that girls are better than boys for once. And I think, unlike the original, someone would have to go. So Wayne, I feel like by this point his role will have been fulfilled, and I think 8th place is a fair spot for him. So now we're at the final 7, and the next person I think should go is Axel. I think Axel looks the most like an antagonist, but she looks like too much of a Eva slash Joe antagonist for me to see her getting that much further without everyone else wanting to stop her. And so at this point, I think we would have a double elimination. And I think since Millie was trying to get Axel out and that was completed, and I think Nichelle would notice that Caleb is a threat because this is like thinking that Nichelle would be the villain. I think that Caleb and Millie would get out right here. And so that leaves Michelle, Bowie, Damien, and MK. So yeah, and then at this point, I think Bowie would get out. I think Bowie would do his best, but will ultimately just lose. Only because I just don't see him for the finale compared to the final people I'm about to leave. But at this point, Michelle's gone because it's like Island. It's not like World Tour. Villains don't make finale. But yeah, so Damien and MK are the people I would have as the finals, and yeah, I just personally see them better because um, they just fit the role of protagonist more. Damien looks like a straight up protagonist, and then MK I feel will have a more involved role with the villain. But in the end, I still kind of want Damien to win out of these two. But that's basically it for me. So in the event that they do have a season two, I think these characters make the most sense for a season two, or maybe even switching out Chase with Ripper, only because I can see everyone over here that's left getting more development, and everyone else can really be gone at this point. But yeah, at this point, if they had brought these guys back, I can see people who didn't make it that far going further. That's basically it for this video. I'll see you guys later. So long.